What's up, everybody? It's your girl Gabby Speaks. Hey, I'm back with another video, and I'm excited because if you do not know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. But before I get into that, I just want to say welcome. If you are new to my channel, I definitely welcome you to my channel. I'm Gabby Speaks, and this channel is specifically about uplifting other people, positive vibes. We are big on just giving people tools, to just level up and better themselves. So that's what my channel is about. For those of y'all who've been rocking with me for some time, I just want to say thank y'all and welcome back. So yeah, May is definitely Mental Health Awareness Month. And I was looking at the date and I'm like, it's May 14th, half of the month gone. And I'm like, what the heck? I have not did a video. It was my goal to try to do a video each week, but sorry. I'm trying to juggle 2 jobs and still, take care of myself. So I do have a lot on my plate, but nevertheless, I love what I do. I'm passionate about, helping other people. So my channel, my YouTube channel is just another way for me to reach people, on a broader perspective. So that's why I always say that I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And, it is my goal for y'all to maybe have some takeaways from my videos. But yeah, so mental health awareness, I'm going to be, this is kind of like broad what I'm doing today, but I'm going to be talking about some mental health awareness tips. And the thing is, I kind of want to start off with a statistic that I found, and it says in the year of 2020, that wasn't too long ago, that's when COVID came, we had 52.9 million people in the U.S. who was affected by mental health, like by some mental health disorder. Of course, it's a broad, range of mental health disorders according to the DSM-5. So yeah, out of all the people that exist in the U.S., 52.9 million people struggle with mental health disorders. And I would imagine the numbers increased because of COVID. People lost their jobs. People could not connect with their loved ones. So it was life-changing. It was unexpected. It hit us pretty hard. So I can definitely see why mental health disorders was probably at an all-time high during the year of 2020. But for somebody to be diagnosed with mental health disorder, there has to be an impairment on your social or occupational lifestyle or any other areas of your life. So it has to be some disruptions going on. If you are a student and you're at school, you may be impacted by completing your assignments or socializing with other people. If you are an adult and you have a job to do, you have different tasks to get done, it's going to affect you on your job, where you may struggle to get things done, or you may struggle with concentrating. So it's going to impact your daily living pretty much on different levels. If you notice that you are losing interest in your hobby, so like let's say if you are big on fishing, or you big on playing basketball, you big on playing your Xbox or whatever y'all like to do, and you notice that you are starting to withdraw from those activities, and now you're spending more time alone, locked up in your room, or just not being out and doing what you like to do, and this has been going on for quite some time, then that's your cue to say, hey, you know what, something may be going on. If you notice that you're having mood swings, so you find yourself being more irritable, or more excited, or you having some really low moments and you don't really want to be around people, just experiencing those mood swings, that's another indicator that something could be going on. But the key is this not just lasting a day or two. This is going on for 2 weeks or longer. Okay, so that's the thing. It has to happen at least 2 weeks or longer. If you notice that you're not as productive on your job, and you're not really getting things done, you're not meeting your deadlines, or you're not being as effective as you once was, you have people on your neck saying, hey, when you gonna get this done, or I noticed, this, that, and the third, that's an indicator that, hey, yeah, something could be going on. When you notice changes in your sleeping pattern, like if you normally get 6 hours of sleep at night, but now you're getting 3 hours of sleep at night, I mean, that's not good physically. It's not good physically or mentally, and it will impact your functioning. I know me personally, if I get just 5 hours of sleep, I ain't gonna be good for nothing the next day. Like, I'm gonna be fighting sleep. It's hard to process things effectively when you don't have enough sleep. If you notice a changing in your eating patterns, so you're eating more food, you find yourself eating like 6 meals a day, or you find yourself snacking throughout the day. If you find yourself having a decrease in your appetite, so you're not really eating as much, you're not eating breakfast, you're not eating dinner, you're just eating some crackers, and this is going on consistently, that's your key, that's a cue, to try to see what's going on. But yeah, so those are some pretty major things that you have to pay attention to. And I would suggest that you talk with a professional. So this could be your primary care physician. It could be your professor if you are a college student, or if you are in school, it can be your teacher, or any other professional that you can think of. You can even go to your pastor or, some spiritual leader in your church. But I would just say connect with somebody that you really trust, somebody who will have your best interests at heart. I'm not really on social media these days, but I can give you all my email address. If you have any questions that you may not want to ask me in my comment section, I would definitely be happy to answer any questions. And I was going to say that for those of y'all who are open to having therapy, I'm a strong advocate for therapy, and because I am a mental health therapist myself, so I'm gonna push that all day long, personally. Now, this is just a personal opinion that I have. I think everybody need it, whether you had some trauma existing in your life or not, because it's really all about processing, your thoughts, and having somebody kind of showing you from a different perspective, on how to see things. Because sometimes we do, in order to grow, if you want to, grow and evolve into a better person, then it does help to have somebody else to hold you accountable and somebody that can guide you. But if you are into getting therapy, it's many different resources out here nowadays that, it's really at your fingertips, like literally. All you really have to do is go on Google and type in therapy services or mental health services. And if you don't even want to go to someone locally, they have telemental health services, which is what I do. So if you feel like, I really don't want to talk to somebody face to face, I prefer going to someone I can talk with on the computer or on the phone, then, that is definitely something that will be easy for you to get into. So the particular company that I work for, I absolutely love it. It's different than what I was doing before because everything is online, but we get clients from all over the world. But see, since I'm just licensed in Georgia, I can only see Georgia clients, and excuse me, and we get people that have different issues going on. So everybody don't have the same diagnosis or the same symptoms. But anyway, what I noticed is people, they started out seeing local community mental health facilities, but it didn't work out, and so that's when they decided to come to Telemental Health. So whichever is your preference, go with that. Whichever you feel comfortable with, go with that. But I would definitely encourage you to find out what works for you, whether it's in face-to-face therapy or telemental health therapy, because at the end of the day, you are still getting those tools that you need. I would say keep a log of your symptoms. So as I said before, if you are noticing a change in your sleeping patterns, you might want to log how many hours of sleep you're getting. Like, for example, if last night I only got 5 hours of sleep, I want to document that. And if tonight or tomorrow night I get 7 hours of sleep, I want to document that. So it's good to keep a track of your symptoms, because that way when you get to your psychiatrist or a therapist, you can better, paint that picture for them. Because what happens is, in our first intake session, the client usually tell us, everything, or I normally assess them, with the sleeping, appetite, all of that. So yeah, you definitely want to keep track of that. I recommend y'all to practice some self-care when you are, and even if you say, you know what, I'm not dealing with any of these symptoms, I'm straight, but I would still encourage y'all to do self-care, just because some of us have a lot of, we have busy lives, and it's so easy to get lost, being that mother or being that father, being a full-time employee on your job, and it's like you have no time for yourself, and that's not healthy, like physically or mentally. That it's not healthy if you are at a 10 at work and you're going, and then you come home dealing with the children, or if you an adult and you have your mom or dad living with you and you got to take care of them, you're always on the go all the time. That's not good when you don't have time for yourself. And I can preach this until the day I die, because it's just that important. Like, if you want to, y'all can label me as a self-care preacher or whatever, because honey, I'm a strong believer that self-care is everything. But so what does that look like? It may not look like the same for us. Like, my definition of self-care and what it looks like for me is, honey, I'm gonna have my locks done, I'm gonna have, like, nails, toes done, eyebrows, I'm gonna get my massages. Like today I went and got an adjustment from my chiropractor, so I have to keep that up, due to some past issues I had. So anyway, that's what self-care looks like for me. But some of y'all, it may be something simple like cooking your favorite meal, because you may not get a chance to cook if you're always on the go, or watching your favorite movie. That, usually movies are like an hour and a half to 2 hours long, so maybe doing something like that, or gardening. Some people are into gardening. So whatever your definition of self-care, it's all about doing something that you enjoy, something that brings you, happiness and things like that. You may want to start a gratitude journal. So I think that's really good, because like, if you do feel like you're down in the dumps, or you don't even have to feel like you're down in the dumps, if you have like a racing, I hate to say racing mind, but if you a type of person where your mind is just going, it's good to write down your thoughts. And you don't have to like show anybody, but just being able to get that down on paper is really good. Gratitude journal, you can identify what you're grateful for. And I want to try that, because I usually do journal, but I don't like focus on what I'm grateful for. But that's been shown that it helps people with their moods when they start a gratitude journal, because sometimes it's so easy to focus on the negative. It's so easy to focus on our problems. But when you begin to focus on things that you're grateful for, that's going to affect the thoughts that you have, which will in turn affect how you feel. Find an activity that you like: yoga, meditation, fishing, horseback riding, whatever suits you, that's what you go with. And I would recommend maybe doing that once a week. If time permits, I would definitely say, doing it at least once a week, because realistically, it may be impossible to do that every day. I know I don't get a chance to do things that I enjoy every day, because by the time I get home, it's over with. And when it come down to like just being social. It's good to have that connection, and what I mean by that is keeping in contact with your family and friends. And I want to say that family, it may not be necessarily your biological family, because I'm aware that some people don't have a connection with their biological family. So your family is whoever you identify as, you know, people that you feel like y'all so close where that's your family. So that's what I mean. You know, it don't have to be biological. It can be people that you really consider your family. But yeah, keeping in contact with them, because it's good to stay connected. It's not really good to just be like not social, you know what I mean? And I'm a strong introvert. Like, I'm a very strong introvert, so I don't really like crowds and things like that, but I still make it my business to connect with my family. You want to work with your strengths, and what I realize is that some people don't know what their strengths are, but the key is you can definitely learn what your strengths are. So I'll give you an example. Like, I'm really good at listening to people. I'm very compassionate. I'm really creative. So I take that and use it to my advantage, right? So that's what you do. Like, if you find yourself being really good at singing or dancing, or, you know, training horses, or, you know, or you may be really good with dogs, or whatever it is, you know, use that to your advantage and just begin to focus on that. Because it's something about when we work with our strengths, it really helps us to feel happier. It increases our self-esteem, and we're able to really set those goals that we need to have for ourselves. So I want to encourage everybody to, if you're not sure what your strengths are, and it's all kind of quizzes that y'all can take, personality quizzes and different things that you can take online, where you can begin to figure out what your strengths are. And you can also ask your friends or family, you know, hey, what y'all think are some positive things about me, you know, and I'm sure they can tell you right off the bat. But yeah, so these are just, you know, some tips. I don't want to bore y'all to death, because I like to talk, especially when it comes down to mental health. Like, that's just something I'm passionate about. But yeah, so I definitely want to encourage y'all to do that. And something else that's on my mind is it's important to know what your triggers are. And the reason why is because if you find yourself flying off the handle, or, you know, cursing people out, shutting down, things like that, you can kind of work on that by identifying what your triggers are. That's something that I teach my clients, and something I, you know, try to remember for myself, you know, because, like, for example, if you lose control of your anger and you say things, and you can say sorry 1,000 times, but, you know, you can't get those words back, right? And that person gonna still feel some type of way. So it's really, really important to identify what your triggers are. And once you learn what your triggers are, you want to develop a plan. So I think I mentioned in one of my other videos that if you have a family member that's toxic and you know that you can't be around them long, it may be a good idea to, like, what's the word? It may be a good idea to, like, be mindful of how long you're around that person, right? So if you around somebody you really don't care for, you don't want to spend 4 and 5 hours around that person, because something could pop off, right? So you want to try to set those boundaries, just so that you are self-aware and you realize that, you know what, I'm starting to feel away. That's a good time to leave, or, you know, go for a walk, distract yourself, those type of things. So yeah, it's really important to know your triggers. So these are just a few mental health tips. I may have some more coming at y'all, because I really did want to be consistent this month, but, you know, things happen. But yeah, so that is all I have for today, y'all. I hope that everybody enjoy their weekend, be safe, have some fun. If you work hard, you need to play harder. All right, until next time, y'all, I'm out.